Hey y'all, last video, and I know I say y'all every time, and I'm trying to come up with something great, but I was born in Georgia, raised in Alabama, so it's cornbread. That's what you're gonna get. I'm so sorry. I can't help it. It is in my blood at this point. I want to know what your when you were diagnosed with a chronic illness, how did that look as far as mourning who you were? I know we all go through the stages with anger and grief and everything, but I did not realize until I got diagnosed in 2021, and I'd say in the last 6 months, it hit me one day that I was consistently mourning who Marissa was. I was consistently trying to compare who I am now to who she was and all the things she could do. And as far as from a lupus standpoint, that's not healthy. And I did not know that. I didn't realize that I was actively putting myself into flares because I was still running around out here trying to be the people pleaser that I've always been and the superwoman for everybody. And I've had to sit back and be like, okay, there's a spoon theory. I'm sure anybody in the chronic illness community has seen the spoon theory, and I'm still learning. I'm very bad about overdoing it and putting myself in a flare. Still very much learning my limits, but I am trying to learn that if I don't got the spoons for it, I just don't got the spoons for it. But all that being said, I'm curious to know how other people handled the stages of grief, of grieving who you were and learning to accept and love the person that you have became. I've had a couple of people say something to me this weekend about the anger that comes with becoming chronically ill, and you don't realize, but it's just like when you lose a loved one, the only thing is the loved one is you, and you don't even realize it. But you become, at one point I felt like I was a shell of myself, and that ain't me. I am everybody's friend. I am outgoing, and I am so extroverted. And I almost let chronic illness take all that from me because of the anger and I almost felt like, well, this ain't fair. No, it's not, but you don't have to sit in the corner and let it consume you. You don't have to let the anger eat away at you. And I've spent the past, I'd say about 6 months, slowly learning to accept that, no, I'm not the Marissa that I was prior. Is prior the right word? I'm not the Marissa that I was before I got sick, and that's okay. She was great, but the new one is too. And she's learning to live life, and she's getting closer to God, and she is learning all kinds of stuff, and it's okay. But I feel like everybody in the chronic illness community, we need to make this kind of conversation a thing. We need to make it to where the people that are just being diagnosed, because there's so many people that are going through what we did, and we need to make it to where they can feel safe to mourn who they were. And we need to make the community, we need to make it easier for them to learn to love who they're becoming. And we really need to be teaching people about the spoon thing, because I'm still trying to learn how to adequately use my spoons, I guess I would say. because I'm bad about overdoing it. And I didn't realize that I would put myself into a flare. But for like the first, up until like 6 months ago, people would reach out to me and ask me to do something, and I would just immediately, because that's who I am. I want to help everybody, and I worry that if I'm not, I worry if I tell you no, then you think I don't love you. So I've had to learn that Marissa can't do that anymore. So learning to be a new version of yourself is very difficult. And I would like to know what kind of tips and advice can we give people that are in the processes of getting diagnosed, the people that are newly sick, the people that aren't used to this. I feel like we should all kind of band together to try to help these people and do whatever it takes to help them not feel alone. And I feel like that's what God's calling me to do. And I want to know what got you through when you first got sick. How did you guide the situation? How did you learn to love yourself again? Because like I previously said, it's hard when you're going through the stages of grief and you're mourning somebody and you don't realize that you're mourning the loss of you. A part of us dies away, and that's okay. But we need to kind of guide the newcomers into this and help them, because I feel like there can be so much help if we as a community band together and we try to reach out and grab these people and let them know you're not alone. It does get better. You'll still have bad days, but it's not the end. It's just a new beginning, and it's okay. So that's my ramble. I love y'all. Thank y'all for listening to me ramble. I'm sorry if the video is too long. Please feel free to comment, ask me to do other videos, tell me to shut up. I don't know. But good night and God bless.